Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Max, and today I wanted to talk about how the Falcon and the Winter Soldier actually proves why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was successful in the way they went about the series. Now, for those of you who didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or maybe you've seen some episodes but you didn't catch the full series, it was a more contained show. At the time of making the series, Marvel Studios and Marvel TV were separate, but they worked together. And so the idea with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a show that could stand on its own, but it would still have the connective tissue from the films. And we saw that especially in the first 3 seasons, but then they seemed to branch out into their own stories more, which I think actually helped the show. Season 4 is my personal favorite season, but all the seasons are great with what they do, and the storylines are fantastic throughout. But regardless, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier proves why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was able to work, because both of them were condensed stories. And I think that's something that, at least on Twitter right now, I've seen a lot of people start to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think while I do prefer Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the shows were set up in a very kind of similar way, where it was more of a governmental aspect that drove the show initially, and the general stories that came with it would kind of be more isolated. So you would have things such as, the president in the Marvel universe who would be the same or similar, or government officials like we saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And they would tie in, but the stories themselves would be a contained story. Sharon Carter come into Falcon and the Winter Soldier, obviously Bucky and Sam, and some other, little cameos here and there, but the story itself did not rely on a bigger story to go off of. And while I think that's true with a lot of MCU films as well, it seemed like we didn't really know what to expect, because WandaVision was very contained, but it was contained because it was literally a contained story. You had the Hex. Nobody could leave the Hex, and it was contained because of what the story was. But now we had a story that was not, really involving magic or anything, and we didn't know if the story would include bigger, Avengers level events or being hinted at. But no, the story kept with the idea that you can have a show still that is within a universe, but it's able to be its own thing. And I'm really glad Marvel is still continuing this feel with their shows, because I do think it makes the shows better overall. That's not to say shows like Loki or Secret Invasion won't be great, but I do think in terms of delivering a story that feels like its own thing, it is better to have something that can stand alone by itself. And that was one of my worries with them talking about initially, before any of these Disney Plus shows aired, the integration they would have. And I think the integration is great with the movies, but at least with shows like WandaVision, you could feel that it was building to something. But then I think the finale, it did a great job of giving Wanda more character development. But I do think as a standalone show, it's more of a background of the creation of Scarlet Witch than it was anything else. And I do really like WandaVision. But I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in terms of a show that you're just going to watch, executed it better in the sense of a show that is contained within itself and is not something where you end it and you're, looking forward to, oh, well, I want to know what happens next. And yes, that should be the case with any show, but at least for me, with WandaVision and the end credit scenes, I was more interested in what would happen with the end credit scenes than I was in the actual climax of the show. And I think that was an issue that I had once I finished WandaVision. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, on the other hand, yes, they have storylines with characters such as John Walker that are going to continue, but they did wrap up the story that they set out to tell, which was Sam becoming Captain America, Bucky dealing with his issues, John Walker somewhat reforming, and kind of, how the world and the Flag Smashers were perceived and how they reacted to the events in the show. So overall, I think, Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are very similar in the way that they can tell a story. I do think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. executed it better, but I am glad that Marvel is sticking to, at least for some of its shows that are more grounded, a grounded aspect to tell the story in that does not rely so heavily on outside forces. So that's about all I have for now. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.